G'day everyone, Scott here from One Green Thumb Gardening in Toowoomba. We are a full property maintenance service, and in today's video I just wanted to show you how I use my edger. Now there's a couple of different ways you can do it. You can either go over it with that, and then sometimes, especially with kikuyu and tough buffalo, you may have to drag it backwards, which I'll show you how to do that. To make the process really quick, I just go over it once with this guy. That'll give me that'll cut 90% of it, and then I just tidy it with my string trimmer. And that's the way that I save a stack of time and line. So let's get into it. I use a 4-blade because one's coming into my thing and then it's coming out. This one's going in. Whereas if you have your straight bar, as this one's coming out, you've got this full half circle before it goes in. So I find that it jumps out and smashes the concrete a lot. Now, mind you that these are a brush cutter blade. They are thinner, so they don't last quite as long, but they definitely last 3 times longer than the amount of string that you're going to go through if you're to do an upright edge using a string trimmer. And always wear a face shield. It's nothing worse than getting a rock up the nostril. If it doesn't cut, you can So on this property here, we haven't haven't edged this property in probably 10 weeks due to the winter season. The lady does enjoy mowing her lawn, so we just do the edges and do general garden tidying. Being this the first time in quite a few weeks that we've whippersnipped, the ants have built up quite a amount of dirt and soil between the grass and the curb edging, so you'll see these little mounds. So at the moment, due to this being the first whippersnip of the season, it will take just a little bit longer. We're going to just create that edge again so that you see where all the ants have pushed out the soil. So you can see there, if I was just to use my edger, the vast amount of soil that's sort of grown over, the edger wouldn't take it all. And then I'll show you in a sec, we'll do this one here now, where I'll do my edge to come along, and then what I'll do is I'll drag it backwards to get the kikuyu out. So once you've created your edge by either using an edger or with a string trimmer, a whippersnipper, it is a lot easier and quicker to do your edging. Although with kikuyu, that is not the case. It always grows back over the edge quite thick, and it's quite time consuming to do with a whippersnipper. So this is where, like with an edger, it just saves so much time. And this is where, if you don't get all the kikuyu in one go, I'll actually drag it back and angle it sort of facing, you have to sort of where I was angling it. But yeah, drag it back and angle it back towards me, I should say. Back towards me as I drag back, and that will then take it all, the runners out. And then what I'll do is then I'll come back through with a string trimmer and quickly tidy up. And it saves a ton of time in the long run, especially if you're to try and do it with just a string trimmer or just an edger. I find I can just run over with both tools pretty quick and do a very neat, tidy job. do this one with just the string. When I'm doing just my edge with the string, I generally try to have at least 4 to 5 inches of string coming out on my cord. I generally find if I go too much further than that 5 inches, it starts to get too big, puts too much load on the ego whippersnippers, and it'll keep cutting out. And also you get like this wobbly fan, which you just don't get a great straight edge. But you can sort of see how much slower you've got to go. And honestly, with Kikuyu, you can never get a beautiful, clean, crisp edge like you can with Cooches. Even with Buffalo, you can get a much better edge than Kikuyu by doing straight up and down. So we'll zoom in somewhere here. Alright, so let's zoom in a bit. By just using a string trimmer, you can sort of see that even with me going, depending on the varying speeds, even flat out, like it just does not get that nice, clean, especially with Kikuyu, when you need to have that groove in there first. Otherwise, it just does not want to cut a nice groove in Kikuyu. So that's where I will run over my lines straight up first with the edger, dig my trench, and then I'll come back and just tidy up with a string trimmer, and I find it so much quicker. And then you get these. I'm gonna just hit this edge with a. What happened?
Nothing. It's blowing. It was blowing.
See, like, that's a nice straight up and down cut. Although, being the first one of the season, you haven't got your trench, so sometimes it can be a little bit wobbly, but it is definitely by far cleaner. And once you start, like now, once we come here every 2 weeks, that edge will be beautiful, clean, and crisp. And I do all my straight edges with the edger first, then clean up with a line trimmer, and then I'll finish off the line trimmer to go around. Sorry. So then then you'll finish off the rest of your property with your line trimmer. Another very important tip is blow before you mow. Blow all that crap up onto your grass and then mow. Because otherwise, if you mow and then you blow all that on, you've got an untidy job. Thank you once again to all my subscribers, and thanks for watching, and have a beautiful day. See you next time.